Chapter 4. The Council of Constantinople I. The Council of Constantinople I opened in a building in Constantinople, Turkey, provided by Roman Byzantine emperors Theodosius I and Gratian. Note, the Melkite religious community had no buildings of their own for religious purposes. They used facilities provided for them by the Greek or Roman government. The Melkite Papa Damasus sent his legates to council in which some 150 Melkite bishops of North Africa, Northeast Africa, and Egypt met. The purpose of the meeting was to deal with the continued Arianist resistance against Serapis. The exterior Coptic religious community was now considered Arianist because they practiced the views of Arius in not accepting the created creature, Serapis, as God. Therefore, the first order of business was to 1. Reaffirm the Nicene Homogeneous Creed. 2. Issue a decree to repudiate Arianism and Arianist thoughts among the exterior Coptic religious community. 3. Make the Nicene Homogeneous Creed the official creed of the Byzantine Roman government. 4. Recite this creed at the opening of all future council meetings thereafter, God the Father, God the Son, the same. 5. Favor Constantinople as the first see, in honor and dignity. The council closed on July 9, 381 A.B.C.E., and at the bishop's request, the emperor promulgated its decrees on July 30th. Shortly after the close of this council meeting, Theodosius was totally unsympathetic to Arianism. He ordered the entire exterior Coptic religious community to profess the faith of the Melkite bishops of Constantinople and Alexandria, i.e., the Nicene Creed. He forbade the members of the exterior Coptic religious community to meet for religious purposes and ordered the homes of their clergy seized. His actions were criticized and stopped by the Melkite Coptic bishop Ambrose of Alexandria. He reminded Theodosius that he had no power or authority over the exterior Coptic religious community or the Melkite religious community due to the stipulations in the donation of Constantine given to Sylvester I in 313-314 ABCE. Theodosius accepted public humiliation at the hands of Bishop Ambrose and revoked the order to seize the homes of the exterior Coptic clergy. He also revoked the order preventing them freedom to assemble. During the rule of Theodosius I, a very important and tragic event happened. This happening was one of the main events in history that paved the way for the coming of the pagan occult religion called Christianity. I am referring to the year 391 ABCE, the place Alexandria, Egypt, where a Melkite Coptic Egyptian theologian by the name of Theophilus was, with the permission and encouragement of Theodosius I, destroyed the Serapeum Temple in Alexandria, Egypt, the Canopus Temple in the city of Canopus, Egypt, and the Temple of Dionysus in Memphis, Egypt. These were among the main temples honoring Serapis. This destruction was done to make way for the Byzantine Roman government to keep the Nicene Homogeneous Creed, but with a new name for Serapis. If you ask Christians throughout the world today if they have ever heard of Serapis, they will look at you with puzzlement and say no. This is because Theophilus, the Melkite Coptic Egyptian, and the Melkite religious community wanted to destroy the name Serapis, but keep the image of Serapis, who was later at the Council of Ephesus 431 ABCE renamed the Messias, Christos, Christ. The most tragic part of the actions of Theophilus was the destruction of the Serapeum Temple and Annex Building in Alexandria, Egypt. This Annex Building is known today as the Great Library of Egypt. The storage of our ancient Egyptian ancestors' sacred writings made this Annex Building to be called the Great Library of Egypt. With the destruction of this Annex Building by Theophilus, thousands upon thousands of our ancient Egyptian ancestors' divinely inspired scrolls and manuscripts were destroyed. As previously mentioned, these manuscripts and scrolls were taken from the sacred temples throughout Egypt after the temples were ordered closed by Ptolemy I Soter, who ordered them closed because our ancestors refused to worship the image that was created and named Serapis after his image. Because of this action by Theophilus, over 500,000 inspired scrolls and manuscripts went up in smoke. These sacred works were the first literature written by man to ever exist on earth that could be deemed and called writings inspired by the Creator. Why? Because the divine creator used our ancestors, the ancient Egyptians, as human instruments to create through and bring forth civilization for the entire planet, and to be the keepers and messengers of cosmic Ma'atian universal laws of truth, justice, peace, love, and wisdom. Note, the ancient Egyptians, being the first and oldest civilized people on earth, invented the alphabet and a writing system along with the pen, ink, and papyrus paper, therefore being the only people on earth during the time of antiquity who were literate. We now move to the most important of all the ecumenical council meetings, the council called the Council of Ephesus.